So it's been a while since we really talked about anything other than Marvel Spider-Man 2. Partially my fault, I got caught up in the news train for Spider-Man 2, so I did miss some other Spider-Man related things. I will be doing my best to catch up on that until Comic-Con. Hopefully the Spider-Man 2 news slows down or dies until then, and I can catch up on what I've missed for the other stuff, and once I catch up with all that, I can start pumping out some playthrough videos. But with that, we're going to be talking about MCU Spider-Man 4 today and a possible release date for Spider-Man 4, so let's get into that. Before we get into today's video, do you enjoy watching Spider-Man content on YouTube? If so, you found the perfect channel to join. For an affordable price of only $2 a month, you can get exclusive access to priority reply to comments, these cool custom badges I made myself, as well as some Spider-Man emojis. But wait, there's more! And lastly, you can get early access to content. If any of that sounds interesting, what are you waiting for? Join today. Thank you for your time. Back to your regularly scheduled content. So we're going to be going over an article from Collider, which I think was actually pretty well written, and it seems to take everything into account, which is what, I usually try my best to do and look at things, realistically. So yeah, let's go over it. The title is Spidey Back? Sony Sets Release Dates for 2 New Marvel Movies. I like how they used Toby's photo for this, that's kind of funny. But they go on to say, Sony threw a potential web bomb into the mix when they gave release dates to 2 new untitled Marvel movies. One specifically described as live action, while the other doesn't necessarily have that same distinction. Studios releasing dates ahead of time usually is a positive indicator that projects are progressing and will be completed on time. Sony has control over one property or universe, aka Spider-Man, but this begs the question, what are these untitled films? Well, we know what they aren't, so let's start there. The first film date we have is November 8, 2024, and the other one is June 27, 2025. The June one is specified as live action, while the November one isn't. So we have Kraven the Hunter coming out October 6, 2023, so that's 3 months from now. Then El Muerto January 12th, 2024, and Madam Web for February 2024. Then Beyond the Spider-Verse. So it does say a date right here. I don't think this date is correct. If I'm not mistaken, I've seen somewhere that Beyond the Spider-Verse doesn't currently have an official release date because they want to take their time on the film. Take that with a grain of salt though. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure they announced it's getting delayed because the original release date was supposed to be next year, I think. Anyhow, El Muerto, I'm pretty sure also that film is actually in limbo, so that could be wrong as of right now as well. Keep in mind, this article is from last month, but I checked some of the dates. They are off by only the day, but they're still releasing apparently in the same year and month. Also, like the article says, we do need to keep in mind the current writer strike or writer-actor strike that's going on as of right now, so that could also as well delay everything, even these possible untitled dates, but who knows, we will see of course in due time. So we know Venom 3 is in production or pre-production, I think. I haven't talked about Venom 3 lately, so if you guys want me to cover that, let me know. I think a leak just came up for that, so yeah, again, if you want me to cover that, comment down below. But Venom 3 is likely to release around the same time as the previous ones, around Halloween time, and in this case it's likely Halloween 2024. The first date, November 8, 2024, could actually be Venom 3 possibly, since Venom 3 is currently in pre-production again, so that would make sense. The turnaround time for Sonyverse movies is usually pretty quick, so again, this would make a lot of sense, so likely that November date is probably Venom 3. As for the other date, June 27, 2025, that's the middle of summer and apparently Scream's major blockbuster. And we also have to factor in Marvel's Fantastic Four, which we got a date change. I don't remember what the original date was, but it got changed to May 2nd, 2025. So this June date could possibly mean the return of Tom Holland's Spider-Man and MCU Spider-Man 4. They go on to say that Sony producer Amy Pascal has actually stated that the writing process of the film has been suspended due to the writer's strike, and Holland also talked about the film and the script so far. I'm pretty sure I covered both of those. So while it isn't necessarily confirmed, I think this does seem to make sense, because if the rumor that Tom is going to lead Kang Dynasty ends up being true, Spider-Man 4 has to come out before Kang Dynasty. Why would he lead Kang Dynasty and then Spider-Man 4 comes out, then Secret Wars, or Kang Dynasty Secret Wars, then Spider-Man 4? And either of those orders don't make sense. So it's likely Spider-Man 4 has to come out before both Avengers films, and Spider-Man 5 is likely going to pick up after Secret Wars. And as well, what if Tom is appearing in Fantastic Four? This could also help that too if Spider-Man 4 is going to come out right before Fantastic Four. I think this wouldn't be too far-fetched. especially considering after Amazing Fantasy 15 in the comics, Spider-Man's first comic was actually involved with the Fantastic Four, and Tom Holland's origin story is technically his first trilogy. So with that, in my opinion, it would really make a lot of sense for Tom to cameo in Fantastic Four after his origin story, quote unquote, in the MCU. I think that would be an interesting concept to adapt, and I don't think the Spider-Man cameo in Fantastic Four, if it does happen, has to be anything major. It could be small, and I think that would be fine. It would just be like, you know, a cool little Easter egg. But with that, what do you think this is a possible date for? Do you think Spider-Man 4 makes sense, or do you think, nah, this doesn't really make sense? And if so, why? Make sure to comment your opinion down below so I can discuss all of that with you in the comment section. Thank you for taking time out of your day to click on this video. If you are new to the channel, I try my best to cover Spider-Man related scoops, rumors, leaks, confirmations for the games, movies, TV shows, and I try to upload as much as I can. So if any of that interests you, hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers. If you want more of this type of content, leave a like on the video. Don't forget to check out my latest video on the left if you haven't already. I hope you ever had a good day and that you enjoyed the video. Until next time.